Christos Voskres, Reis Voskres, Christ is risen, truly is risen. And this is Father Basil again, doing another podcast. And today I want to talk about Our Lady of Fatima. And some of you may know the story of the Virgin Mary's appearances to these three children during the time of World War I, and that she told the children about what was going to be the end of the war, and she told the children about evils of communism that were spreading its airs throughout the world. And I'm going to read to you something that was written a few years ago that I found online. And this is called Mary's Message of Peace and Hope from Archbishop Jose H. Gomez. And this is what he says. May is a beautiful time, especially this year when we have been blessed with an abundance of rain and an end to our long drought. Flowers are in bloom and fruit is full on the trees. And of course, we are in the Easter season, a season of joy and new life. It is fitting that the Church honors the Blessed Virgin Mary during the month of May. Through Mary, Jesus came into the world. And through Jesus, the human race enters a new springtime, a new beginning in which we can live as children of God. So Pope Francis traveled to Fatima, Portugal, to remember the Blessed Mother's visitation there on May 13th, 1917, and to canonize two of the young children who saw her. At the time of her appearance in Fatima, Europe was in turmoil. The continent was 3 years into what history remembers now as World War I, a conflict that left more than 10 million people dead and opened the world to a century of death and terror based on ideology, nationalism, and ethnic and racial hatreds. Into this historic moment, the Virgin Mary made her visitation to three little shepherd children, appearing 6 times between May and October 1917. Her apparition was ignored by the powers of the earth, but she came as a messenger of hope for the world, hope for history. The Blessed Mother promised the children that despite the sin in the human heart, and the power of evil and violence, in the end, her immaculate heart would triumph. Our world still needs the same assurance of hope today. On the flight home from Egypt, Pope Francis warned again that Europe is in danger of dissolving, and everywhere in the world it seems people are suffering from violence and fear, poverty and loneliness, a crisis of lack of love and compassion. The message of Mary, in all times and all places, is this message of hope and peace. She comes as a mother to show us that God, our Father, has greater things in store for us. Evil is not the final word in our affairs. Mary lifts us up to know that we are made for transcendence, made for God and made for love. Mary is the bringer of hope because she bears Jesus Christ into the world. And when we know Jesus, we know God's love for us, and we can find the path to true peace and freedom. She is the mother of God and the mother of every culture and every person and every continent. Long before Fatima, she appeared on the North American continent at the dawn of the New World. Our Lady of Guadalupe appeared in the midst of a clash of civilizations, the encounter of Christians of Europe and the native peoples of the Americas. She appears as mestizo to show us that God is incarnate in every race and every people. Her words to Saint Juan Diego were words of hope and reassurance. Am I not your mother? Are you not under my shadow and my gaze? God is watching us with divine love in his heart, a love that we see in the eyes of Mary, the mother of God and our mother. Mary is our mother, and like every good mother, she wants to protect us and help us grow. She is deeply interested in our lives. She is a living sign of the hope that we have in Jesus, His plan of mercy and love for the world. God does not forsake us. He does not abandon us. Thus was the message of her Magnificat. His mercy is from age to age. In our day, the message of Mary is still a message of peace and hope. God will continue to lift up the lowly and feed the hungry. At Fatima, the Blessed Mother said we should recite the Rosary every day for peace. Peace in the world and in our families and our hearts. It is still good advice. Remember, the Rosary is conversation with Mary and Jesus. We are gazing on the face of Christ, seeing Him through the eyes of His mother. Bring her our hopes and joys, all our sufferings and problems. The Rosary will teach us to trust in God's promises and to follow on the way of Jesus. In the end, her Immaculate Heart will triumph. Pray for me this week and I will pray for you. Through the intercession of Our Lady of Fatima, let us ask her to be our model and our guide as we seek the triumph of love over hate and a new springtime of peace in our world. What a great message from this Bishop, Archbishop Jose H. Gomez. And Our Lady of Fatima, even though it was over 100 years ago that she appeared to those children, still is meaningful to us today. We have to remember to always have hope. No matter what's going on in our world, no matter what's going on in relationships, no matter what's going on in our health, in our financial status, in our world, Mary is still our mother. Mary is still the person who is going to bring us to her Son for salvation. So just remember that as we continue on through the day. God bless you. Have a good day.